Hi YouTube, it's Joe here from South East London. It's Sunday afternoon, early afternoon. I've just nipped out to a charity shop. Just there's one which opens on the Sunday, and picked up a few bits from it, which I'll show you in a minute. But on here, we've just got things that I've sold from the last couple of days. I've been away in sort of down in Kent Coast for the last couple of days, and switched my shop from sort of 1 day dispatch to 3 day dispatch, and all of a sudden just got loads and loads of orders in. Some sort of really good ones. A couple of the sort of like the highest price items in my shop have sold, which is really great. And because before then it hadn't been going particularly well. Start of February, so yeah, it was really nice. Switched that over to 3 days, got some really great sales, and I'll whiz through those now and show you what I've sold, so some things you can be on the lookout for, and then also show you the few pickups I've made. Start off over here. These are sort of Lego Ninjago movie figures. I've got a couple in here already. I think it was Argos reduced these down to £1.50 a pack, I think, or maybe £1, and I bought about 50 of them, 60 of them, all that they had in the stock locally to me, and I managed to make up a couple of complete sets, and then I just had some sort of like odds and sods left over, and I just sort of did them on one listing with a sort of like the drop down menu, so people can select the ones they want just to sort of complete. And most people, occasionally someone might buy a couple or one here, and selling these from sort of like £3 to £6, I think. And they've just been ticking along. If I just sort of found one of these, I probably wouldn't bother picking it up, for a quid. But because you've got so many listings all on one sort of active listing, so many items on one active listing, it works quite well. And also completing the sets, they hold more value that way, so that was quite nice. A few games in here that I've already packed up, nothing too exciting. I did sell Shadow Hearts Covenant PS2 game for £28, so that's in there, but that's ready to go. Over here I've got a French edition of Scrabble. I've got a big Scrabble job lot bundle which I've had rolling on, and no one really is that interested in it, but one guy obviously saw that and said would I be interested in selling the French version out of that just by itself. £15, so £15, yeah, that's happy to do that. I'm going to have a look at that listing I've got anyway, maybe break it down into slightly smaller lots or something like that, because it's not selling in one big bundle. In here there's I've wrapped this one up already just for storage, but there was 4 sets of the tweenies in there, just the plush toys. I think got like £13 with free shipping on them, so I won't bother picking them up again. This is a pair of trainers. I picked these up, I think I showed you in the last video, paid £4 for these. These have gone for 25 with free shipping, sold within a week, so that was quite nice. This is a brand that I don't think I've mentioned too much before. It's not, it just depends what you sort of find of it. Stussy t-shirt, graphic sort of t-shirt. I got £15 for that. I can't remember what I paid for that, probably £1 or something a long time ago. This up here is a nice sale. This is the WCW Slam Action Wrestling Arena. I picked this up for £6, and inside it had about sort of 10, maybe 10, 12 Titan figures, the sort of the old WWF figures. And it also had a microphone, a WWF microphone, which makes some really cool noises and sort of changes your voice a little bit. But that microphone I've got listed for £40. I'll probably reduce that now because I've sold this for for £90 with free shipping. Everything's in there. It's pretty battered, the ring, and all the elastic is stretched on the ropes and so on. But yeah, it's quite a nice piece, and it looks really great boxed and everything like that. So yeah, that was one bundle. Off that's gone. So pleased with that. Liverpool shirt, I've got so many football shirts to get on. I do need to keep working my way through them. I think I got £14 for that with international postage on top. Adidas jacket, £15 for that. Again, probably paid a couple of quid from the boot sale or something like that. I wouldn't have thought I'd have picked that up from a charity shop. This is a nice sale. This Lego Creator, it's a tiny little poly bag. Got £45 for that. VW, a guy from Germany bought it, but he did something wrong with his PayPal, so I had to relist it, and then he's bought it again. So yeah, and then shipping on top of that. I don't know how you originally got hold of this one, number 40079. I don't know how you originally got hold of that. I think it might have been with a specific spend in store or something like that, but there don't seem to be very many of them around, so that was quite a nice sale. This was an Amazon sale, £25 plus shipping for the wire, having paid £5 in charity shop. This was a quid I think I paid for this Texas Instruments calculator, and got a tenner back on that. This is some Laura Ashley wallpaper. I sold this once already. I sold it for £55. I've got 5 of them. They're in a box down here. I just pulled one out to show you. And the lady returned them. She said this is it is quite old, the paper, and I think since then they might have slightly updated the colour on this. So something just to be aware of when selling selling wallpaper, especially if it looks like it's quite old. Yes, the lady returned it and said she'd got some other wallpaper and some other soft furnishings in this print, in this duck egg colour, and she said I'm really sorry, but it's totally different. So she returned it, not a problem. I just mentioned that in the listing. I said, look, if you're doing something from scratch, this will probably be great, but if you're trying to match it to other stuff, you might have a bit of an issue. But the person's bought that, 52 quid, free shipping, and I think I paid £1 a roll on that stuff. So I think that's all of the... Oh no, I didn't pay £1 a roll on this. This is my wife's. She had it knocking around. She'd had it for ages, and I think it's even survived a house move with us, but we were never going to use it. So yeah, I'd sold that. So that's basically money for nothing. This Dragonlance Chronicles book, I saw this. I think I paid £1 for it. Sold that for 13 quid. This is another one of those little poly bags. 24 quid I got for that. I've sold quite a few of these now, actually. Yeah, a few of them got returned before Christmas because I think people thought they were buying a big set, and it turns out it's just a tiny little one, but because they're going for good money, 24 quid. So yeah, really pleased with that, but hopefully it doesn't get returned. I got a neutral feedback from somebody saying that they were a bit disappointed with the size of it for their price. I could probably get that feedback removed. If I chase it up, I'll see. I'll have a go. Mind Over Mutant, paid £1 for this the other day and sold that for 15 quid. In there's a little Mr. Potato Head bundle, just 3 potatoes, and then there's the Darth Vader one, there's a Buzz and a Woody in there, and a couple of extra little bits and pieces, and got 17 quid plus free shipping on that, so quite pleased with that. This Nintendo 64 bag, maybe I underpriced it. I listed it at 20 quid with free shipping. That's what the going rate was on them, sort of, and it sold within like about 20 minutes. So, but you know, happy with that. I probably got that in a bundle or something like that, in nice condition. These Nike Cortez, really good condition. They're sort of, I think this is the cherry blossom print. These were 33 quid with free shipping. Haven't paid, I think, about £5 for those, but I can't remember. This was just a total random effort on my part. I had an old printer and it used to use this HP 301 ink, and I had a few official ones, but most of these are third-party cartridges, and I just wanted to see if I could sell the empty cartridges. I think I got like 7 quid total with shipping on that, so, you know, next to nothing, but it cost me nothing. It's a random sale, 3 Pimm's jugs. It's cold as it's been. Yeah, managed to sell 3 Pimm's jugs for 18 quid, having paid, I think I paid £1 for 3 of them or something like that down the boot sale. So that was quite good. This here is a bag. I've not had this make too much before. I think it's called C something or other, C6. Yeah, I've never had this before, and they tend to do reasonably well. This isn't a particularly quality one. Somebody messaged me a little while ago. I had it on for 35 quid, and he said you wouldn't sell it for more than 15 or something like that. I can't really remember what his messages were, but he seemed to know a lot more about these than I did. I basically took the information that he'd put in his message into my listing, and then just carried on selling it for what I wanted, and it's just sold for 32 quid. So yeah, pleased with that. At the back there's a Tommy the Trout, like a Billy Bass. Unfortunately, he's not fully working. I've had a few of these and they don't always seem to be working. He sung and he turned his head, but he didn't quite flap his tail efficiently. And yeah, he wasn't doing everything he should. But I think it's probably just an easy fix if you can open it up and realign the cogs or something like that. But it's something I'm not bothered to do. Having paid a couple of quid, got 15 quid, and that's going overseas. Then the 2 best sales which I had this week, worth pointing out, both these pickups come from charity shops. Quite a bit of bashing of charity shops lately on some of the groups and stuff like that. I still rate them. If people don't want to shop in charity shops, that's great. I'd say steer clear. More stuff for me. I paid 10 quid for this. It's absolutely massive. It's this Hayes puzzle, Marino Degano. It's an 8,000 piece puzzle. It's new and sealed. I saw it when I was walking the dog, and I didn't have any intention of buying it. I didn't have my phone on me to check or anything like that, but I just thought there's got to be money in this thing for a tenner. So I bought it and then had to lug it home. Dog wasn't particularly pleased, I don't think. But it's cut short their walk. But either way, got it home and yeah, looked it up, and there'd one which had been sort of a new one but opened, had sold for about 120. So I stuck this on at 200 quid. It got watches quite quickly. It'd been on for about 3 weeks, I think. Had about 13, 14 watches, something like that. Reduced the price down a tenner to 190 quid, and it sold to like a Chinese person, but they've it's been shipped down to like one of the containers, by one of the ports, and some people who do that, don't they? They buy lots of stuff and then ship it over in one go. So it's gone to one of those addresses, but really pleased with that. So £10 into 190 quid. It cost a bit to post because it's pretty heavy, but you know, I use shuttle and I use the UPS next day and insure that fully. So that's 10 quid into 190 out of a charity shop, and then another 10 quid into 190 quid out of a charity shop. This LaserJet toner printer ink, all new. This one's been opened, but it's sealed inside its sort of bubble blister pack. Yeah, lady was pricing up as I walked in there. I said, how much is it? She said, it's going to be 10 quid for all of it. I said, yeah, no problem. Took that. Game, similar sort of story, had it on for 190 quid, 200 quid, wasn't selling, so just dropped it down tenner, 190 quid, someone's bought that with free shipping, so really pleased. So those are my sales from the last 3 days, so hopefully get a few more before Monday, but yeah, quite a lot to pack up and get on. In regards to pickups, we'll just sneak down here. Where should we start? So most of these came from just now, but a few, a couple of bits from in the weekend when I was just away. These were really nice. I picked up 2 different calculators, Hewlett Packard ones. This HP 32S. It's like a financial calculator. This is sold for about 40 quid. The booklet alone sold for a tenner in the past, but there's an S2 model which sells really, really well, even more money. But, you know, with all the manual, with the box and all the rest of it, I'll look for like 60, 70 quid for that. That was 5 quid. And the same with this one behind this HP 17B2 financial calculator, boxed, all the info, really, really nice condition. I tested them both, they both work. This one perhaps not quite as much money, it was a fiver as well, but I'll look for about 30 pounds, 35, why not? Just sort of maybe push it up even higher, just have a go. This is quite nice. This is an Ensign IKEA tap. I don't know a huge amount of stuff about this, but when I see something new in the box from IKEA, it's always worth sort of checking, looking it up. I wasn't going to buy it blindly because I know some of these, not much value, but this one, it was because they wanted 11 quid for it. If it had been 3 quid, I wouldn't have bothered, but 11 quid. And the funny thing is, in this charity shop, there's only one place where you can go and look stuff up. You can only get reception in one place, and it's right in this little corner by the bags and like the women's shoes. So I always look a little bit weird. I have to pretend that I've got this weird interest in these bags while I'm looking stuff up. But they don't seem to care in that charity shop anyway. They're really great. So yeah, 11 quid, and that should sell for about 35, 40 pounds. This was really nice. It's a nice Fred Perry jacket. Nice thick quality one, size XL. Really genuine. This is £10. I don't know what I'll price that up at, maybe sort of around 40 to 50 quid for that. So pleased with that. This Birthright Dungeons & Dragons game, I picked this up because it was sealed, big box PC game. I had this a little while, I just noticed it and I don't think I'd shown it in a previous video. Paid 3 quid for it, and I got it on at 50 quid. Got a few watches, but probably go for around the £40 sort of region. This was nice. I picked up a few DS games and Kinect games and stuff like that over the last few days, but this one was nice. It was from this charity shop around my way, £1, and I opened it up and it had new Super Mario Bros in there as well as the Super Mario 64. So that was really nice. American version of this one, but the UK PAL version of the other one. But they're all region free, so they all play on any DS. So that was really nice. Paid £1 for that. Probably look for about 20 back on that. Guitar Hero Greatest Hits. Wouldn't ordinarily bother with this. It was £1, but it's in excellent condition. So sort of 6, 7 quid. Not a huge amount of money. Nice little pair of monochrome Converse, a little bit of wear on the heel, £5, size 6 I think, so quite a reasonable size. Should get about 20, 25 on those. And then lastly, I'm sure a few other people picked some of these up, the Game of Thrones stamps. You could buy the presentation pack, and the presentation packs were selling roughly for about what you could pick them up for, maybe a slightly more, but these are really nice where I was. They threw a couple of these packs in. This is 16 postcards, sort of official Royal Mail ones, and these are going for about 10 quid by themselves. So I'll probably be cheeky, try and put 2 of these together, look for about 30 quid for a set of stamps and the presents and the postcards, with the expectation that it'll probably go overseas. I don't think anybody in the UK will pay that, but there might be some collectors, some people who are keen for that overseas. So that was quite nice considering I'd only paid for the actual stamps. So that's my day. That's what it's been like for me for the last few days. Still got lots of stuff to sort of be getting on. Most of this stuff is listed over here. The dog's not listed. I need to get some batteries to test him. I've only got 4 there. I need to find another one, and a few bits there to be getting on with. But generally I've got the house a bit back under order. Packed away loads of stuff, ready for the house inspection, can get that done and then can get back on it. I say I've not been buying huge amounts from the boot sale just because having to really get on board with what I need to list. And with regard to this, I did sort of list quite heavily over the last sort of couple of weeks, just because my sales hadn't been great. And it's almost like that sort of trickles down. You sort of start to list. If you haven't listed for a couple of weeks, your sales tend to dry up a little bit, but as soon as you get back on it, once you sort of ride out that sort of little bit where you haven't been listing, you seem to pick up the sales again, because some of the things you list straight away, new things, sell really quickly, like this N64 bag. It's just stuff people want and see it. But also all your relists, just as you're sort of lowering the prices each month when you're relisting, you'll sort of start to find the right sort of price point for some of those items as well. But if you've got gaps when you haven't listed for a month, you know, the items you're putting on new, they're going to be on at the top end price, and you might sell one or two of them, but then you've got to wait a few weeks, you know, well, say weeks, months, almost, as you're relisting and lowering the price on them before you start to get regular sales. And that's what I find anyway. I hope that sort of makes sense. I mean, I know everyone says if you list, the more you list, the more you sell. It's not technically that, because if you're listing rubbish, it's not going to sell. But for my model, you know, the more active I am, the more I'm listing, and the more I'm sort of get to the end of a month and sort of lower prices, and eventually those things sell. It just means, yeah, the circle just keeps on sort of rolling around. Anyway, that's me. Hope you have a good week. Hope if you've been out to a boot sale, you've done really well. I know they're sort of all starting to kick off again now, and people are quite excited about that. Best of luck, and I'll speak soon. Cheers.